Well, thanks, Mark. And friends, you know there are many different dimensions to the pro-life movement. One of those dimensions is the legislative, the need to not only pass laws, but to defend one's country's policies against the encroachments of Planned Parenthood and other abortion advocacy groups. Another dimension is the international dimension. This is a fight not only in the United States, but around the world to protect the unborn. And today, Janet Morana, our executive director, and I are going to talk about someone who's a member of our full-time team at Priests for Life, Gospel of Life Ministries, who combines these two dimensions of the international and the lawmaking. Janet?
Well, it's Marie Smith, and she's the wife of Congressman Chris Smith, who's a great friend of ours in the whole pro-life movement. He's a congressman from my state of New Jersey, so I get a little New Jersey pride here saying that. And Marie, like you just mentioned, is full-time with us, and her ministry is called PNCI, which is the Parliamentary Network for Critical Issues. They have a great website, and she's really up to date on the issues in other countries and how they are struggling in some countries to keep abortion out, and how other countries are like ours just trying to reverse the laws that exist. But, you know, we in the United States have a deep burden here because we're really almost to blame here. From Roe v. Wade, we've kind of exported abortion all over the world. And so it's time that we try to really help people around the world to help rid their countries of abortion also.
And, you know, a child is a child no matter what country they live
That's
in.
right.
The dignity of life is the same, and we've got to fight to defend all the unborn.
Yeah. So recently she was at our office, like she comes every month, and we had a chance to chat with Marie and have her tell us a little bit more about her ministry, so Parliamentary Network for Critical Issues. Let's hear what she had to say.
The Parliamentary Network for Critical Issues is really formed to advance the respect and dignity for life through law and policy around the world. So many countries are feeling incredible pressure from UN agencies, non-governmental organizations, and countries, donor countries like Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, that are promoting abortion under reproductive health, development, population control. And a lot of the lawmakers in those countries really don't have the resources to know that terminology like reproductive health really means abortion. So what the Parliamentary Network for Critical Issues does is we monitor what the tactics are of pro-abortion organizations, and we relay that information to lawmakers in countries that are especially under attack, in areas like Latin America, Asia, and Africa. Do you know that over 126 countries have laws that either restrict abortion or prohibit abortion in very strict terms? The majority of countries in the world do not have access to abortion as their law. They have protection of the unborn as their law, and they allow it maybe in some certain exceptions. So we try and build up those lawmakers with the talking points, the data, the research that they need to continue protecting the unborn child. And the odds that they're up against are very strong. You have organizations like Marie Stopes International that brag how they perform illegal abortions around the world. You know, they are in countries under the guise of helping the people of that country, and then they're doing abortions illegally against the laws of these sovereign nations. And we are just helping the lawmakers and the religious leaders and the non-governmental people who are pro-life stand up against them. International Planned Parenthood Federation, IPPF, is one of those non-governmental organizations, NGOs as they're known, that is not only promoting abortion but performing abortions around the world. And since the Obama administration lifted what was called the Mexico City policy, which meant U.S. funds could not go to organizations that performed or promoted abortion, IPPF receives U.S. funds, and their affiliates in these various countries are promoting the legalization of abortion, and in many instances they are performing abortions themselves. For example, in Uganda, Hillary Clinton said that the IPPF affiliate, the Uganda Family Planning Association, was one of those organizations that she felt was doing a tremendously fantastic job. Well, when you go onto the website of that organization, that IPPF affiliate in Uganda, you'll see that they are taking the lead in promoting the overturning of the pro-life laws in Uganda. And as far as how much money, we really don't know how much money the U.S. is going to these groups to fund their efforts, because that information is not easily available. Even members of the United States Congress who are trying to find out what kind of funding levels are taking place out of the United States, we just don't know. And then we know that UNFPA, that's the United Nations Population Fund, has millions of dollars. And then foundations like the Buffett Foundation, George Soros's foundation. We're in the billions of dollars going into all these various non-governmental organizations. You know, the best thing, though, the reason why they're having to spend so much money is that faith and values have formed a very strong barrier of protection around the preborn child. And the values affect the laws, and that's why the legislators who then can overturn the laws by legislative vote are so important. And so when the head of UNFPA says religion is the final frontier, she's very serious. Religion is the last area that needs to be conquered in order to advance the culture of death worldwide. Because religion is so strong. Faith is so strong still in many countries, especially in Africa and Latin America. And the people are pro-life people. And so that's who we're targeting, the clergy, to try and help them deal with these issues in ways that they've never had to before, and understand what the tactics are of these organizations, and for the people to rise up and be united in a stronger voice. We don't want abortion. You know, we want to help our pregnant women. We want to offer them support of resources and emotional support so they can choose life, and so that these precious preborn children will have a chance at life. And you know, that's what we're really trying to do, is just advance a culture of life internationally. You know, because faith and values are so strong, the organizations like Planned Parenthood, they know that values and religious beliefs are standing in the way, so they organize something called values clarification workshops. And a lot of it is targeted at health personnel, so that these healthcare personnel will participate in abortions, because people do not want to be part of that evil process of aborting and killing an unborn child. And so they twist and manipulate values to make it sound like the best thing one can do is participate in abortion. So again, we have the people right now. We have values and beliefs around the world that are protecting the unborn. And basically, the PNCI, what we try to do is strengthen them so they can remain strong and give them the hands-on knowledge that they need to be aware. You know, knowledge is power. And when they have the knowledge and they know what they have to defend, it helps them to defend their laws much more strongly. We have a website, pncius.org. pncius.org contains information directed just at parliamentarians to help them understand that they're not alone, that there are other parliamentarians, other lawmakers who share their concern for the unborn. We advise them to link together with other lawmakers in their legislative chambers and form what we call pro-life working groups or pro-life caucuses, so they can more effectively advance laws to protect the unborn child and his or her mother from the violence of abortion. We have targeted issues such as maternal mortality and up-to-date data and research so that they are informed, such especially under maternal mortality, with data showing that maternal mortality has been greatly reduced, and abortion has not been part of that equation. We are reducing maternal mortality by providing essential obstetrical care and skilled birth attendants, blood transfusions, antibiotics to women in developing countries, and that's saving their lives. And lawmakers can learn about that and other ways to save the lives of children, issues like sex-selective abortion. They're all on our website, and they can, find how to contact us, and we're happy to work with them individually.
Well, we're very grateful to Marie Smith, and friends, you can be in touch with her at pncius.org. pncius.org will show you the latest news on international pro-life efforts, ways you can help, information you can spread, and what kind of things Marie is doing together with us at Priests for Life.
And of course, we're going to continue our prayer campaign. We're praying throughout the year with all these seasons we've been mentioning on previous shows. And what I want to point everyone up to is in August, we have our Assumption Novena for Life, which actually starts on August the 7th. So it's July now. It's time to order those cards at our website.
Yes, and this is an effort all throughout the year to link the seasons and the feasts with the prayer that has to constantly arise from our hearts for the dignity of human life. You know, our pastoral team, Marie included, continue to travel around and speak.
Right.
And that's something we always want to remind our friends of, especially as they make plans for the fall. If there are conventions, banquets, school activities, or other parish events that they don't yet have pro-life speakers for. We've got you, of course, and myself, our other priests, Marie Smith, Dr. Alveda King, full-time associate with us, Dr. Teresa and Kevin Burke, Rachel's Vineyard, and various other members of our
and when you
team.
mention our priest father, we have Father Dennis Wild, Augustinian, who's also a concert pianist, and he does a beautiful concert for life that he's done at many groups. And it's quite popular because the music is a way, you know, Father, of bringing people into the pro-life message just through another door.
Yes, exactly. Father Peter West has been with us for a long time. Father Scott Daniels, who's a Dominican. Father Victor Salomon, our Director of Hispanic Outreach.
And that's especially important for the parishes that have Spanish masses. And Father Victor, of course, says the Mass and does a powerful homily in Spanish.
That's a big part of the international outreach, too. Marie Smith was talking about those Spanish-speaking countries, where Planned Parenthood is always trying to get in the door.
Always there.
Always trying to, more, for Planned Parenthood, the more bloodshed of these little unborn children, the better.
That's right.
I mean, it's a demented way of looking at life.
And if you look how they target the Hispanic community, like we know our friend Astrid Bennett Gutierrez, she's there in downtown L.A., where she has a pregnancy center surrounded by 9, 10 Planned Parenthoods within a 2-mile radius. So tell me they're not targeting the Hispanic community.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks, Janet. And friends, once again, a reminder of a relatively new site that we've put up, 10stepstoendabortion.com. Now, on this website, you'll be able to see how the different components of the pro-life movement work together into a great strategy of bringing an end to abortion. The different parts of the movement, which all of you viewers are involved in different aspects, really do reinforce one another, sometimes without us even realizing it. We work together to solidify one another's efforts. So check out that website, especially if you're training people on what they can do to advance the culture of life. Thanks for being with us. Now, Mark, back to you.